Assalamu alaikum. 6 p.m. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. First headlines. Supreme Court has summoned former Finance Minister Ishaq Dar in appointment of former PTV chairman case. Pakistan has launched 2 indigenously manufactured satellites into orbit using a Chinese launch vehicle. PTI announced election manifesto in Islamabad today, promising to strengthen institutions and create 10 million jobs. In Senate, PMLN senators have complained their party candidates are not being given level playing field in the run-up to general election. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops in their fresh act of state terrorism martyred another youth in Kupwara today. Chitral A beat Gilgit-Baltistan A in the final of the 3-day Shandur Polo tournament in Chitral today. Now the news in detail. Supreme Court has given 3 days' time to former Finance Minister Ishaq Dar to appear before it in a case pertaining to appointment of former Chairman PTV Ataullah Haq Qasmi. A three-member bench of the Supreme Court, headed by Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar during the hearing today, said that contempt of court proceedings may be initiated against the former finance minister if he fails to appear before the court. The Interior Secretary was also directed to ensure the return of Ishaq Dar to the country. The Supreme Court has expressed satisfaction over the public response to the account opened for the construction of dams in the country. Hearing a case pertaining to dams in Islamabad today, a bench headed by Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar said the audit of dams account will be carried out under the supervision of the Apex Court. The construction work on Damir Bhasha and Mahmand dams will be started during the current fiscal year. It was informed by Chairman WAPDA Muzammil Hussain during a briefing to caretaker Prime Minister Justice Retired Nasirul Mulk in Islamabad today. He said Damir Bhasha Dam project has a gross water storage capacity of 8.1 million acre-feet MAF and power generation capacity of 4,500 megawatt. While Mahmand hydropower project will store 1.2 MAF water and generate 800 megawatt electricity. The Prime Minister expressed satisfaction over the measures being taken by WAPDA for implementation of its projects in water and hydropower sectors. He was of the view that concerted efforts are needed to overcome the impending water crisis. Armed Forces of Pakistan have set up a fund to make financial contributions in Damir Bhasha and Mahmand dams. According to ISPR, officers of Army, Navy and Air Force will donate their 2-day salary to the fund, while the officials and juniors and non-commissioned officers will contribute their 1-day salary to this national cause. A secretariat has been established for the implementation committee of Damir Bhasha and Mahmand dams. Chairman WAPDA Muzammil Hussain will act as chairman implementation committee. First meeting of the committee will be held in Islamabad on Thursday. Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf unveiled its election manifesto today, announcing the country will be made business-friendly and reforms will be introduced in the institutions to help the country stand on its feet. PTI Chairman Imran Khan announced the party manifesto at a ceremony in Islamabad today. Highlighting the key points of the manifesto, Imran Khan said if his party is voted to power, institutions such as FBR, FIA, SECP and NAB will be strengthened and reformed. He said the FBR will be made an institution free from any political pressure. The PTI chairman said his party will create 10 million jobs across the country in 5 years and build 5 million low-cost houses. PMLN senators have complained that their party candidates are not being given a level playing field in the election campaign. Taking floor, PMLN leader Chaudhry Tanveer Khan said some forces are creating hurdles in PMLN's electioneering. He said FIRs have been registered against all PMLN candidates from Rawalpindi for accompanying retired captain Safdar who was arriving to court arrest. PTI leader Noman Wazir Khattak said it is unfortunate that some politicians are trying to protect persons convicted by courts. PPP leader Rahman Malik said security of political leaders should be enhanced to avoid any untoward incident. Election Commission of Pakistan will hear a petition of a PMLN tomorrow. PMLN has requested to allot the symbol of tiger to covering candidates after the disqualification of Maryam Nawaz. Ali Parvez and Irfan Khokhar are covering candidates of PMLN from NA 127 and PP 173. Election Commission of Pakistan has disqualified Pakistan Tehreek-e-Insaf candidate Nasir Chima for violating electoral rules. ECP took action after Nasir Chima included pictures of Chief Justice Mia Saqib Nisar and Chief of Army Staff General Qamar Javed Bajwa on his election posters. He was contesting on provincial seat of PP 53 from Gujranwala. Rawalpindi Office of the National Accountability Bureau has directed son, daughter and son-in-law of former President Pervez Musharraf for appearance on Wednesday. NAB is probing a case of corruption and acquiring assets of billions of rupees against the former president. It has already directed Pervez Musharraf and his wife to appear before it tomorrow. Retired Colonel Inamur Rahim, advocate, had submitted an application against Pervez Musharraf. This is Radio Pakistan. Pakistan has launched 2 indigenously manufactured satellites into orbit using a Chinese launch vehicle. The satellites were launched today on board a Chinese Long March LM-2C rocket. One of the satellites launched is a remote sensing satellite PRSS-1, a dual-purpose Earth observational and optical satellite. With its launch, Pakistan has become one of the few countries to have its own remote sensing satellite in orbit. Ministry of Religious Affairs has announced a schedule of Hajj flights. First Hajj flights from Islamabad, Peshawar, Lahore, Sakkar and Karachi would depart on 14th of this month. Post-Hajj flight operation would begin from 28th of next month. In occupied Kashmir, Indian troops martyred another youth during their fresh act of state terrorism in Kupwara district today. According to Kashmir Media Service, the youth was killed during a cordon and search operation in the Magam area of Handwara. Indian Army claimed that the youth was killed during an encounter. However, locals refuted the claim and said that the youth was killed in cold blood. China's ambassador to European Union, Zhang Ming, has warned that China and Europe are prepared to take a retaliatory action in response to US policy of imposing additional tariffs. In an interview with a newspaper, he said the visit of Chinese Premier Li Keqiang is intended to signal that the 2 exporting powerhouses stand together against unilateralism and protectionism. In Japan, death toll from unprecedented rains rose to at least 114, with dozens missing as heavy rain continued to strike large areas in the western parts of the country. According to disaster management authorities, nearly 13,000 customers had no electricity, while hundreds of thousands had no water. The Saudi government handed over a gift of 80 tons of dates to the World Food Programme for distribution among the needy people of Pakistan to help meet their nutritional needs. The charge d'affaires of Embassy Habibullah Bukhari handed over the consignment of dates to the World Food representative Finbar Karan at a ceremony held in Islamabad today. 3-day Shandur Polo Festival concluded in Chitral today. The tournament, played at the highest polo ground of the world, was won by Chitral A by 10-5 goals. Shehzad Ahmed of Chitral Polo team was declared man of the match, while the horse of Muzaffar Hussain from Gilgit-Baltistan Polo team was declared the best horse. And finally, the weather. Mainly hot and humid weather is expected in most parts of the country during the next 12 hours. However, rain, thundershower is expected at isolated places in Rawalpindi, Islamabad, Gujranwala, Lahore, Malakand, Hazara, Gilgit-Baltistan and Kashmir. To end the news, here are some of the headlines. Supreme Court has summoned former Finance Minister Ishaq Dar in appointment of former PTV chairman case. Pakistan has launched 2 indigenously manufactured satellites into orbit using a Chinese launch vehicle. PTI announced election manifesto in Islamabad today, promising to strengthen institutions and create 10 million jobs. Chitral A beat Gilgit-Baltistan A in the final of the 3-day Shandur Polo tournament in Chitral today. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website, radio.gov.pk, and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.